Hello, hello, everyone. It is good to see you. Hello, Tay. Hello, Christian. Hello, Bones. Have I missed anyone? If I've missed anyone, please shout to me. Hi, Jeff. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit pissed off just because I called the GP and I asked, when is this referral going to be? Because I've been waiting since the 27th of the 3rd. So I've given them two and a bit months, yeah. And I was like, when is this referral going to be? You know, 2 and a bit months is a long time to wait. It's supposed to be a 16-week wait. I would at least expect it to be displayed. And they just said, I don't know, you'll have to call the department. So I called the department. I got sent around to 3 other different departments. And I said, where is the right department who can tell me this? And they said, there isn't one. And I said, oh, fucking brilliant. And so they gave me the information anyway, which was, you're on the waiting list for the waiting list. Any idea how long that'll be? No. So I've had another blood test result back, which indicates that my IgA is quite high, which is an autoimmune reaction to something, usually celiac. So it's usually an autoimmune reaction to wheat, but they don't know and they can't tell me that. It's gone down, but my gluten intake has gone up, which suggests that it's either getting better or it's not reacting to gluten anyway, and it's a different IgA condition. But they can't tell that until they give me the endoscopy, which is what I'm on the waiting list for. So I'm a little bit annoyed by that. And it takes me a long time to get annoyed, but 2 and a bit months, you know, it's switched over to another month now and I'm not hearing anything. I just need to know. Even if it says the waiting list is going to be another 6 months, then I will know. I just need to know. I called and asked when my referral was and they were like, what referral? That's my biggest fear, that I've waited 2 months and been too polite. And then they're going to say, oh, we've let you slip the net. Let us add you to the end of the waiting list. That's my biggest fear. Oh, good grief, right? Hey, Lavendism, how you doing? Is that from, that's from Nat Lovey? Is it from Nat Lovey? I do follow Nat Lovey. Hello, hello. I love that little emote. Quite literally, they said to me, if only you'd called sooner, right? But I called a month ago and they didn't have a department for it. They said that it doesn't exist. And I felt like saying, instead of looking at your computer screen, take 5 steps down the hall to my gastro doctor and ask him. Because nobody's talking to each other in the NHS anymore. It's all through computer systems, which are supposed to make things more efficient, but now they're flooded with AI and they're less efficient. Literally called 2 days prior and I was on the list. Oh my god, Bones, you had no idea. It's a limited time emote set from like 2021. Oh, no way, Lavendism. Well, it's great. I just needed a confirmation about where I was on the list. That's exactly what I need. I don't care if it's going to be 6 months. I don't care if it's going to be 2 days. Like, I just need to know. And I've given them 2 and a bit months. And the rest of my referrals, my cardio referral was done in the same week. It was done a few days afterwards. And I'm just like, I need to know now. I'm going to send in a complaint if nobody lets me know. All the emotes I have. Oh, look at those. Let me see. Love peek. Love oops. Love snooze. Love cool. I love cool. Love blonde. Love sign. Love brown, love blonde. Oh, I love cool and the love sign. They're so cute. 2 days later, what is a list? Literally. And I hate the way they say, like, what irritates me is because the system is flooded with AI and when something goes wrong, it's the way they just say, like, I don't know. And it's like, do you have a system for finding out? No, because they're completely reliant on it. Rather than just speaking to someone. Just speak to another human and you will get an answer. All right, here we go. We are in our writing club setup. We have a new prompt this month. I don't know what prompt is going to be. If Lady Magora is here in the next few minutes, then I'll get her to spin the wheel because I don't have access to the wheel. But if she's not, then I will pick out a prompt from my little backlog. Trips, tumbles, flips and fumbles with the boom of thunder out of a silvery mist made up of letters, symbols and numbers. TJ falls comedically down through the air and face plants the boop button with dramatic flair. Well, thank you for the boop, Thino. It's good to see you. How you doing? I recommend 80s Japanese groom music for intro fun. Yes, B, I love that. Consider it screenshotted. You just do it on my phone. The peak and the faceplant. Yeah, those are good ones. Lavendism. When I asked to re-get myself onto the list, they again went, list? Right? It's like there's so much lack of communication. They don't know the system that they're supposed to be working within. It's very odd. I wonder if it's like there are gaps in jobs because they've laid people off to cut corners in the NHS, and there are people who manage these lists and know about these lists that are just gone. And they're like, oh, an AI system can do that. Clearly it can't. I'm doing good! I found a bunch of old notes. Oh, Thino. Is that exciting or intimidating, though? Because unfinished projects I find intimidating, but old notes I find exciting. Didn't even know the systems they were using. Literally, Bones. What is that about? I remember saying to, when I had the third person on the phone, I said, is this the right department to talk about endoscopy referrals? And if it isn't, could you send me to the right department? And she went, it's not really the right department, but there isn't one that fits better than this one, so I'll just tell you. And I remember thinking, what? You're making a list and they've just been taken off it. Making a list to go in the death note. It's exciting, however, bad news. I have 17 original works. You know, are you a work starter but not finisher? Are they partially finished, or are they all finished? 17 finished works. In which case, that's impressive as fuck. Remember to hydrate. Sip, sip. Bones, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Oh god. I have creative writing PD ADHD. Yeah, you do, Thino. Let me see if I've got the Wheel of Names saved first, because we need our prompt for this. The Wheel of Names. Is it saved? Oh no, it only does like local files. So I don't think it has saved. So we'll have to pick one from the old archives. Guarantee you I do in fact own a uterus. I guarantee you that there is a uterus in here. You can take a look, but then you'd have to put me on a waiting list. Jerry! I've got my incentive list! Let's go, Jerry! How long did it take you? So our last prompt was airlock. Do we want to make the prompt this month Pride? Or do we want something a bit more creative than that? I'm writing a list right now of all my works. Yeah, categorize that stuff, you know. Grace and I were up until 3 AM setting things up. I picture Grace as Ryan Gosling now because I've seen a lot of clips of Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary. So I just pictured you up with Ryan Gosling deciding those things. Need to confirm that with a scan or put you on the wait list. They need to confirm that you have a uterus? But surely it's less of a case of surely it's less of a case of uterus, no uterus until proven. It's more of a case of uterus until proven, right? Project Hail Mary, you say? I've not seen it. I've been told to read the book first, but I've seen a lot of clips. Read the book and seen the movie. They should have released the 4-hour version. Well, it's the guy who wrote The Martian, isn't it? So there's lots of science. He's very wordy, I've heard. Not read any of his books, so I'll have to make that decision for myself. Can't be wordier than my brother, who did further physics at uni. I've seen it many, 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 many times. You mean Project Hail Mary? It's a book and a film, Lavendism. Alright, shall we make it Pride? I have only one story in my archives, which is the lesbian pirate story that contains an LGBT main couple. I have the Wolf Project, and the main character in that is questioning. She's more of a... No, she's gay. She's gay, but she's got a serious case of comp het at the start. I confirmed that I have a uterus and they just don't believe me. It's so funny. I have 2 works with an LGBT plus same-sex couple. This is good. We need more of that in media, please. That is worrying, exactly. That is concerning. Right, let's make Pride our... Because we may have another prompt, but let's put Pride as our like, prompt for... There we go. Prompt Pride. I struggle to write. I realise that I am myself. I'm gay, but I'm also demisexual, because that's how I experience love. And that's great for me, but I find it really hard to write about. It feels too personal, you know what I mean? And so I have to create characters and write from their perspective instead. Right. Alright, what comes to your mind when we say Pride? I'm getting wrecked in Fortnite as all the pros are coming out for the end of season events. What do you mean, Tay? You are one of the pros. Welcome to my life. I say basic facts and they're like, I don't think you know that. I've had that before. I was like, I think I would like to get tested for this condition. It's called bile acid malabsorption. By the way, got tested. I have a severe version of it. I was like, I'm not, but you know, I just like to be sure. And they're like, are you sure it isn't gastritis? Are you sure you just haven't been continuously eating out of a bin? And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty fucking sure. One of the polycule work with an ideally ethical polyamorous relationship between not 1, not 2, not 3, but 6 university students. I wouldn't have the time, Thino. I wish you read. It's all in the pre-production phase right now. I've heard about some of the characters, Thino. So in terms of Pride, let's do a whole branch of sexualities. Let's put undefined as a first one, because not everything needs a label. I know that transgender is technically not a sexuality, but I put the L, G, B, and T over there. Pride to me, colourful, open-minded, being yourself, exploring new avenues of identity, meeting people. I love that. Pride to you. Let's put that under celebration. The celebration of Pride. Controversial question. Do you think kink has a place at Pride? I remember this being a huge thing where people were trying to decide if big Pride events were more family-based, and people were trying to get people in kink gear banned from Pride. What do you think? Being yourself? Oh, I've gone off the page. I'm not allowed to be myself. I've got no page left. Exploring new avenues of identity. And I put identity, and then I'm going to branch off that and put gender identity. Meeting people. It is a very social event, isn't it? I was like, I wish for results in my heart test, and they were like, you have a heart? I don't trust my doctors, can't lie. You're like, I think I've got a lung condition. They're like, how do you know you even have lungs, first of all? I don't know, because I'm speaking. Meeting people of different labelled and unlabelled personal sexuality and identity. Yes. All colours should be allowed. Pink should be in the corners of the flag. Is that like a particular pride flag? I'll put flags here. I have some controversial opinions about the inclusive pride flag. I think it's hard because there's a lot of it in the communities that show up for pride. I think that kink should be allowed at pride, but I think that people need to redefine kink as it is inherently sexual, but it also has non-sexual expression. And I think that that is the side of it that should be taken to pride. Like I saw a guy at pride who was walking around with pet gear. He had a leather dog hood on. He had a leather dog mask on. Completely fine. Completely fine. But then if you have somebody saying super sexual things, maybe not. It has to be like that line. So what mine would be if I had to make my own LGBTQIA plus flag. Hey, Thino! I think more in my opinion for like the adult only section. Exactly. Certain elements. Exactly. I feel that way. I just remember it being this huge debate. And I was like, hang on a minute. Because kink does not mean that somebody is just doing it on the side of the road. But there are certain elements to it that are sexual and that I believe are inappropriate for events like that, especially if we want young people to be there and if people want to bring their children, gay families want to have their children there and things like that. So, like, if you're wearing a body harness, have a shirt on underneath. If you live in a constant kink roleplay scenario, keep it family safe. You know, just pay attention to where you're at. But that in itself was a controversial opinion at the time. People thought that it's about sexuality, so it should be a inherently sexual event. Don't do it in public. Exactly, Bones. Exactly. Gonna send a block of text real quick detailing some things I've been writing. If you're chill with that, Miss Streamer, I tend to yap. Go for it, Lavendism. I love to hear what people's projects are. There should be a general flag, and then there should be a personal identity flag with extra elements or an identifier for people to show how they personally identify within the plus of the LGBT plus. I love that, Dino. I struggle to keep up with all the flags, I must admit. I know a lot of the flags. Some of them got cancelled. Some of them were representative of not very nice niches in the community. I remember I loved the old lesbian flag, which was a purple with 2 crossed axes. And I remember thinking, oh, what a cool flag. No, the TERFs got that one. They got their sneaky little claws into it. And so I'm a little bit like, and I'm controversial with my opinion of the inclusive flag. I am willing to accept it if people like it and it helps people feel seen. It's not for me, because I'm not trans and I'm not a person of colour. And so I get that. But I think adding those trans and person of colour bits onto the rainbow flag was a little bit like saying they weren't included anyway. And they were. They always were. It was a trans woman that started the Stonewall movement, for heaven's sake. Oh, let me read that on the bigger screen. I see your block of text and I raise you my bigger screen. I have 2 original stories that are on the back burner because I got accepted into a fanzine and it's using all my brain power. One original story is a low fantasy graphic novel. Oh, can you draw? About a man whose family was assassinated by the government because they were witches in a world where magic is illegal. I want to read that. So he goes on a journey to find out why it happened. And he's also wanted dead by every government in the world. The other is a murder mystery horror novel. Hovel is what I said. Horror novel. 2 gay detectives trying to solve a case. And do they kiss? Do they kiss? Hate the 500 word count on Twitch. No worries. My problem is I keep going, yes, this is my flag. And then I don't know what flags actually are. It's great. It's in self-discovery again. It makes me feel other. I hear you, Bones. All victims of the same sort of wounds. I want to read that, Lavendism! I have an issue with the... I guess that it fits with the name grey sexual, but the asexual flag. Like, why does it have to be so grey? Are we not allowed colour? So when I thought that I was asexual, turned out to be demisexual, I just needed to meet the right people. And then suddenly the engine turned on, if you know what I mean. When I was using the asexual label, I never used the asexual flag. I just used the rainbow flag because it's colourful and happy. Especially with the Progress Pride flag. I don't know, I feel other. Really, Bones and Souls? No colour, no joy, obviously. No sex, no joy. No sex, no joy. You're not allowed anything. You live in a world of grey. Because that's not problematic at all. Literally. I get what it's saying, and it's very like, it is the absence of sexual attraction, so them taking away the colour is like very literal in its interpretation of it, but I liked to use the rainbow. Because I felt included. Because it's difficult with asexuality, because Pride is a sexuality event. It's a sexuality and gender identity event. And so if you identify as your gender at birth, but you're asexual, you're there and you do feel other. That's true. In a bio-shifting male human and a male wolf anthrid anthropean. Do you know what, Thino? Jinx would love this. Jinx recently wrote a werewolf romance, and it is so good. The anthropean is an animal from the 50% of animals in the world who evolved to be bipedal and intellectual like humans, but often discriminated against because they look like anthropomorphized animals. You furry, Thino! I see what you are! That sounds amazing. They're both at a university in urban high fantasy world. Can you write an anthropomorphized bear in there? Not saying that I would be a bear furry. It's a toss-up. It's a bear or a tiger furry. I really like them. Have you seen Beastars? Have you seen the panda bear in it, Goheen? He's my boy. Their exes, they were engaged, who were forced to team up on the same case. Slow burn and trauma get back together. Oh, lavendism! That sounds so good. So they were lovers to enemies to friends to lovers again. Woo! T. I just use the rainbow at every opportunity. Me too. I think that Jinx already knows about it. Was he as excited as I think he would be? I'm in the right place. I want to read all of these. I want to read all of these. I'm only a furry for Zootopia. Not a fan of Beastars. Really? I'm a big fan of Beastars. I loved Beastars, but that was partially because of the style. I don't consider myself a sexual furry at all. It's not what I'm into, but I do find the way furries look extremely cool. Some of them look extremely cool. If you see the photorealistic furry mask, oh my god, they're cool. And for that reason, I follow a lot of furry accounts online, and I have watched Beastars because of that, because it sends you down that avenue, and suddenly that's all you're being recommended. And I loved Beastars for a lot of reasons. The animation in the first two series, not necessarily the third series, they kind of phoned it in. The style and the voice acting, and also the music in it, the French-inspired music. Perfect. I support and respect Beastar likers, but I am not a Beastar liker. That is so fair enough. I think it just makes my tism happy. I'm Aero Ace, and I feel other in every single Pride month because people either baby me about sexuality or tell me that I can't be Aero Ace before because I've dated before. I hate that. I think there's no other sexuality, except perhaps lesbianism, when it comes to straight men. That when you tell people this is what I am, people are like, I'm gonna look for holes in that and try and prove you wrong. You know? There's no other sexuality where they really do that, apart from that niche where someone says, I'm a lesbian, and some straight man will be like, oh yeah, but you, what about this, and what about that, and what about this, and what about that? Poking holes in it, you know what I mean? Bisexuality is also like that. Oh, I don't know. I have one bi person in my life, and they have explained that it goes either way. People are either super curious about the side of it that is same-sex attraction, and they get a bit weird about that, especially like sort of like other girls in school where they'd be like, do you fancy me? Do you fancy me? Why don't you fancy me? What's wrong with me? Or they get more curious about the heterosexual side because they're trying to fit it into their normalized little box. That's how she explained it to me, rather than just her saying, I'm bisexual, and somebody saying, okay. There's lots of questions that follow. I get Everything blamed on my trauma. Can't lie, it's a weird default, right? If you're asexual, you must have trauma, right? And it's just not true. That just doesn't do it for some people. Only 6 more levels and I unlock Bugs Bunny and Space Jam Bugs Bunny. If you didn't put that in the context of Fortnite, I would assume that you were living in some sort of, like, video game world, Tay, and I would support you in this. I hate over-sexualized archetypes for animalized characters or anthropomorphized animals. Why can't we just write something cozy, slow burn, and cute? Oh, yeah! Thino, that would be so cute. That would be so cute. Yeah, Lavendism. Already got him. Oh, they know with the flex. Had crushes on people. I felt so bad I chose the guy no one else chose because I felt bad. I chose the guy with a similar second name to me. I was like, oh, we have similar second names. If we got married, that would be fine. We wouldn't have to change too much. He was also a drummer, and I'm a drummer. So we got along well, but it wasn't the same level of crush. Also, for everyone here who is not subbed, hello, Jinx! Your ads are gonna start in 14 seconds. I apologize for them. There'll be about 3 minutes of them. You're not missing anything. And thank you for watching them. It supports the channel. But I just wanted to warn you. Ads are gonna start. Tay is a complicated on his sexuality, sadly. Nothing fits. Oh, bless you. Well, I mean, if nothing fits, it doesn't have to fit. Don't make it fit. Don't change yourself to fit in a box. Some things is just is. It's always split between heterosexuality and gay aspect, but also there's people who claim you can only be one or the other. My older sister is bi. Oh, Lavendism. I'm glad you're so supportive of her. Evening, Jinx. How you doing? My sexuality is both yes and no simultaneously. Bones. That's what I had trouble with when I was going through. I went through a lot of labels. I went through not straight but undefined when I was younger. And then I went to asexual because I really wasn't interested growing up. And then as I met the right people, or who I thought was the right people, I realized that I was grey sexual with them. But because it was specific to them, I then realized that I was demisexual, and I could only experience that with women. It's like, the way I explain it is like doors. So you have to have the door of trust open, and then the door of friendship open, and then the door of romantic feelings open, and only then will the door of sexuality open for me. It's like a flow chart. I have a 4-book narrative plan for that same-sex human anthropy work, by the way. Thino, you are planning! Already got him. Share! Thought I had crushes when I was younger. It was just squishes. Lavendism. I definitely said I had a lot of crushes on musicians. I said Frank Iero, Gerard Way. Oh god, what's his name from Panic at the Disco? I definitely said that I had crushes on a lot of unattainable, famous, artistic men. Which was just a lie. Ads all good, they know. It is a very bad habit of not being able to tell if things are crushes or if the person just makes my brain go brr if you're just vibing with that person, right? Exactly, Jeff. It's pretty simple. You like whom and what you like. Exactly. That's the bottom line to all of this. I think it helps people to feel more comfortable to define things because they don't feel so alone. But it's really not super necessary. If I asked... I would never ask someone what their sexuality was, but if we're having a conversation about sexuality and somebody said, I don't know what mine is. Okay. Okay. Back from my ads. I was complimenting your organization, you know. I'm alive. Work has done it again. I won't bore you with what happened as I've done recently here is vent. No, don't you worry, Jinx. Not fair on people. I just don't have the energy. So valid, Jinx. So valid. And no worries. You feel free to talk about what's going on in your life. You feel free. I want to put, there's sexualities and then there's identities, isn't there? And between celebration and identities, I'm going to put drag shows. Because drag in itself is an identity, but my understanding of it is that it's a temporary one. You're not transgender, but you have a drag persona that you put on for a bit. 8, 9 of my 15, maybe 17 original works all have long narrative beats. My high fantasy work has 15 volumes planned. And are those volumes going to be full novels? Oh, tribalism and not my thing. I am me, you are you. Stay true to those things and we will get along just fine. Hey, Jeff, this is good. But you know that about yourself, and I love that. Light novels, about 50k. Oh, just 50k. Just 50k. I'll just write 50k. I'll just write 50k. Was it 15 times? I'll just write 50k 15 times. I'll just do that. Why not? My sexuality is mostly yes, except to male and some male-ish presenting. Love me a good butch woman. But my sex appeal these days is 0 to pursue. What do you mean your sex appeal is 0 to pursue, Tay? What are you talking about? And I know what you mean, Tay. I have... My sexuality, I have no... this is very personal to me, but I have no preference for the body of the person, if that makes sense. So I don't care what's in that person's trousers, basically. But I find secondary male characteristics, deep voice, facial hair, and like what makes a man, so macho characteristics, I don't find them attractive. And that's why I point towards lesbianism. My sexuality is poly-hetero-flexible. Hey, Vito! We'll find a flag for that, and if there isn't one, we'll make one. I feel like it should be one with wavy lines because of the word flexible. I feel that's so bad. I have TISM and ADHD, so that really does not help my aeroways disaster self. Oh, bless you, Lavendism. Never tell if I'm attracted to someone, want to have a close bond, or if it's just platonic. By attraction, I'm not referring to romantic attraction, rather ulcerous or aesthetic. Yes, that was a big thing when I was figuring out my gender identity, was I didn't know if I was feeling attraction to men, or I was feeling that I wanted to have those characteristics from them, if that makes sense. Like gender envy versus attraction, aesthetic attraction, is really difficult. The only physical limit I have is width limit. There's a point on my own screen. Sorry, friend zone only for you. Sorry, nuh-uh. That's so valid. Identity, so we have gender identity. And then we have transgender. It's weird because I know I identify as male, but after that, not a clue. That's fair, Bones, and that's not something you necessarily have to put a label on if you don't want to. Took a bunch of quizzes and I found out a lot about my romance type is, along with how polyamorous I actually am. Only one quiz got my polyamorous side wrong. Oh, you know, I did used to like taking quizzes. It was fun. I'll sum it up in a short sentence. I got you, Jinx. Becoming the jack of all trades at work in an attempt to get recognition and a pay rise has backfired, and I'm just being thrown around everywhere because apparently I can split myself into 5 different people and cover other people's laziness and management's poor planning, and they wonder why I can get snarky while I'm just trying to have my morning coffee and they're already on my case about something. What is the something? What are they on your case about? You're doing everyone's work. They should just wind you up and let you go, surely. Payol! It's good to see you. I'm doing okay today. I got a bit pissy about my NHS referral because it's been another month and I still haven't heard back about it. But other than that, I'm well. And I'm glad that I had the energy and time to be pissed off about it. Especially with Cosmo. Cosmo's getting better. Basically, when we're syncing up, I'm basically coming up with a name for whatever I am. Tayism? Tayism is dangerously close to tism. Sexualities, I put undefined. Poly. Would you put poly under sexuality? Yeah. I must admit, it's because I was raised Catholic. I don't have the biggest scope of the poly scene. I don't understand it very well. I understand that there's like, yeah, like the word polycule, and there's like, there are arrangements where multiple people are dating the same person, but those people themselves will not be dating. And I find it like, because every polycule is different, right? 6 characters, but personally, I can only handle myself and 3 others. Even then, that is a like scheduling. That is a scheduling feat. Ball and chain around my ankles because I took too long doing something, and somehow it's my problem. Are you kidding, Jinx? That's crazy. And that's good enough for me right now. Absolutely, Bones. Exactly. Well done for getting that sense of comfort in your own skin, in your own bones. I'm pan-alterous, which to me means I'm attracted to any gender, but any in alterous, aka close bond, not platonic or romantic manner, not platonic, romantic, or sexual. I have never heard of that term before. Thank you for teaching it to me. We're going to put it on the spidergram. Make sure I spell it right. So it's it's pansexuality that's alterous attraction. So it's not sexual in nature. I see. There's also non-monogamy. That's true. That's true. They're not the same thing. But if you ever talked about this when I grew up, because I grew up in 2 Catholic schools, even secondary school was Catholic up to the point where I was 16, where if you ever talked about this stuff, it would be like bigamy. It would be called bigamy, and it would be sinful. So I don't have a huge scope of understanding of it. Chase them, call them, Shawshank them, call them every day. I tried to give them a call today, but I was too late, and I will give them a call tomorrow, I think. Oh no, the V and spoke models are not ethical in a technical sense. Are they not? My sexual preference. Fail, thank you for those biddies. I loved Helsing Abridged. I just invented it right now? You just wait, you just invented? What did you just invent? What are V and spoke models? Teach me these words. V-shaped models. Panalterous. I looked it up on Google and it said it was a thing. Did you make it a thing? Are you a trend setter? Currently soloing duo 0 build with no randoms added, so it's just me versus 49 teams of 2. Gives me a lot of XP and I'm leveling up usually a level per match as long as I get into the top 10. You got this, Tay. I need to get back into playing Fortnite. Do it, Bones. When I get my new setup, I'm going to be playing everything under the sun. What happens at Pride? Celebrate the march. No, the march is a bit of a protest, isn't it? But we celebrate it now. We celebrate what was the protest. I've never heard of panultrus before, but it's the closest thing I feel. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Lavendism. I've never heard of that word before. It is on the thing. I like it. I kind of want to put... Would you put kink in identities? Because people identify as, like, part of the kink community. But kink in itself can be an act. Level up 5 times yesterday over 2 matches somehow. Went from 92 to 103. You got this, Thano! Is it like double XP weekend or something? Do they still do those? I hope they do. I really gotta pee at some point. I've been drinking a lot today. Alcohol, because I have a problem. I'm also AAA battery because I'm aero ace and agender. Hey, this is good. Agender, that's a good one. Gender ID, agender. I want to put, under celebration, I want to put specifically, I'm going to call it gay bars. Because that's what they tend to be referred to. But they don't necessarily have to be gay bars. Let's go cook, but if you're not on when I'm up, I shall see you probably in your next stream. No worries, Bones! I will be live tomorrow from 6 PM. But no worries, I'll see you at work as well. Back to polyamory. Polygyny is most common type, but it's not entirely ethical. That one is the V poly and spoke poly, most common in, but they're not the right ones. V is one person loving two others, with the others not being romantically involved. Spoke is similar, with one male at the center and all girls around them. I hate these types. That's interesting. Do you think that that's... Because there is a certain type of that with, I think it's Mormon. Do you think that's tied into religion as well? And 1 second, I really need to go pee all of a sudden, so I am gonna go pee. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'll see you in a bit. Hale's in charge. I hath returned. Hello! Jeff, I see you. All hail the Biz Queen. Jeff, those emotes are cute. I like them. Chat is ours. Anarchy, boobies. It's always boobies. Which I do not have any argument with. Polygyny. Polygyny. Polygyny? Polygyny. Let me write that down. So what's the difference? Tell me this. What's the difference between polyamorous and polygyny? Is polygyny the descriptor of a certain type of it? The only reason I'm still failing is I found out I could delete 34 gigs of HD textures and play fine. Otherwise Fortnite takes up too much space for me to justify. I had no idea that Fortnite was over 100 gigabytes. That's crazy. Not this Saturday, I'm competing in horse riding, but defo the 27th. Ah, I see, Bones, I see. No, the spoke model generally is anime manga harems. Ah, a harem, I see. Throws the mass ban hammer into the sky, but throw it a bit too hard and waits for it to land. It's gonna land on Jeff. Amok, kerfuffle, brouhaha. Oh man, polygamy is a precursor to ending up in an unethical harem. I see. I see. Thank you for teaching me these terms. I did not know them before. I have limited education on it. The first Pride that I went to, I was still in Catholic school. I was 11 and my friend took me there and there was a drag show on stage. When I say that I was obsessed with this drag queen, I was obsessed with this drag queen. They were singing ABBA and it was just really cute. It was really cute. Like, I felt like the community saw how young I was. Well, we were. My friend was only 11 as well. And, like, they were looking out for us and taking care of us. It was cute. Also, a harem is a harem. A harem? Bring on the hammer. Bring on the wall! What else does Pride say to you? Because I look at it from my personalized perspective. When I hear Pride, I think of my personalized perspective, which is monogamous same-sex relationship with people who have their gender identities from birth. And that is not the full scope of Pride. That is not the full scope by anything. I want to talk about alt, but then I don't want to list things in with alt that aren't alt. Like, I want to talk about alt and kink and style choices and tattoos and body modifications, and that comes under Pride as well, but not necessarily Pride, you know? Harem is a long A, not a short one. Harem. Community and unity, those are good ones. I put that under celebration. Have you ever been to a Pride, Jinx? Do they do one in your neck of the woods? I'm gonna have to take the amount of sprints down. I've been talking for nearly an hour. My goodness. Pride. Let me just look up Pride as a full thing. Pride. Oh, I remember I wrote a story. Oh my god, wait, no, I need to go find this now. It's on Vocal. It was between... Let me show this. It was between two women who were like ships that had passed in the night, and they were writing letters to each other after the fact. Do you remember I wrote that on stream? Did I ever publish it? Maybe I didn't publish it. Sorry, I'm searching. One stamp away between Irene and Frankie. That was it. This is one that this is one. I'm dropping a link in my own chat. Don't bang me. Don't ban me. Don't bang me. Please do bang me, but don't ban me. There we go. I remember writing that for Pride Month once, and I'm so proud of that. Ban or bang, exactly, they know. How is reserved for real spammers and bots, the ones that Pale gets and knocks on the head. Just a combination of communication and unity? Commune and unity. Commune? To commune. My headphones just bugged. I've never been to a Pride event, probably never will. I get anxiety going to the supermarket. I do not like the thought of going to major public events like Pride. That is completely valid, Pale. Pride events are a mixed bag. I certainly have seen the one in Oxford has a lot of drug users, which is fine, but it's not my bag. And it also means that the police have to get involved, and when you have a touchy crowd who've just been marching, the police getting involved can be a little bit difficult. So I've seen a few of those sort of instances, but then I've experienced such a lovely sense of belonging and people taking care and people being loving. You see what I mean? No. 599! One more for 600. Hates being single with a polyamorous mindset. And that's something that I think that isn't written about a lot. I think that a lot of stories to do with polygamy are to do with managing it rather than finding love. And a lot of stories to do with monogamous stories are to do with finding love and falling in love. It's almost as if being polygamous is like, it's almost like a predisposition or a predisposed notion that somebody would fall in love with whoever just because they're polygamous. Or they don't have that feeling of slowly falling in love. You know? That's something that's not talked about a lot. Let's go works. I definitely see a poem here, a Pride poem. Marriage in the middle of my 6-person polycule work series. Nice! I'm breaking that. This is good. I hope you do, because poly people deserve to fall in love too. They deserve to fall in love, and they have their hearts open to falling in love multiple times, and I think that that's lovely. I definitely see a Pride poem. I can see I, which is my story with the gay pirates. I would absolutely love to continue I. And maybe even, because this is... Let me open my Obsidian file. Because this is to do with pride and to do with sexuality, and even when I'm looking at I as a story, I struggle to write the romance and the sexual scenes between the two leads, between Nessa and Susan. I really struggle with it. And I'm basing Susan off of La Diablesse, who is a Caribbean folklore being. And she's quite sensual. And I'm struggling to write that, but I do want it to be an included part of her character. So maybe that's something I could focus with this prompt on. To do with that Nessa is so boxed in the sort of role of femininity that she doesn't want to be. She wants to be a butch lesbian. She wants to live her best butch life. She wants to be a pirate. And she's so boxed in and so sort of tight and like anxious. And then there's Susan, who is very flowy and like gorgeous and feminine and comfortable with that. I haven't written about that yet. That's something that only exists in my head. Gay pirates makes so much sense. I have 2 gay pirate stories that are unfinished. One of them is a short story which I've finished but not typed out, where it's an unhealthy relationship between 3 gay men, and one of them dies at the very start, and it's about the other 2 picking up the pieces, because he was certainly the most dynamic and the most in charge. He was Captain Randolph. And it's about them picking up the pieces and also figuring out that maybe Captain Randolph did take advantage of them, and maybe they need to move on in a way that's better for them. And so it's kind of a healing story. But there's also a bit of jealousy because one of them wants to be the captain, but Captain Randolph names the other one captain on his deathbed. So there's that story, but then there's also II, which is a story that I've done a lot more research on. That I would love. I'd love to give the pitch for II to you, but it would probably take about half an hour. The full title is We're Past Ordinary Loving Youngsters, Completely Upending Love Everywhere. It shortens to We're Past Ordinary Loving Youngsters. Anyway, for the public title, if you abbreviate it, you get W Polycule and W Poly. The latter titles are the best ones here. I'm unsure if we should change it to We're Pretty Open Loving Youngsters, though. I think We're Past Ordinary is better than We're Pretty Open. When someone says open, I imagine, like, it has a negative connotation for me. When someone says open, I imagine, like, a straight marriage opening up, potentially unhealthily. Hi from Candy! Hi, Candy! How you doing? How's life in Candyland? So I could write a new Pride story. Unsure what that would look like. And I get stuck with these things because I want to write from the perspective of things that are not highlighted as much, but also I don't want to write a story that's not my place to write. So if I were to write a poly story, I'm not poly, so I don't know the full poly experience. I would like to get other people involved to tell me what that's like before I would write about it. Whereas I understand exactly what it's like to be a lesbian and how to be demisexual. And so I tend to write from those perspectives, but those perspectives are a little more common. This is the trouble I had with the II fic, where I was thinking about the slavery written within that historical period and the fact that I don't want to ignore it, but it's also not my story to write. She good. I'm glad to hear that. Jinx, I think we could co-write my potential modern King Arthur story. Tay, a co-write? Are you kidding? That would be amazing. We should do a co-write where we all write 500 words of the story together. That would be fun. My murder mystery story is so new in concept that it doesn't have much beyond 4 excerpts that consist of 800 words total. Doesn't even have a working title. Hey, that's something. That's more than something, Lavendism. That's more than something. Oh, there's an idea, right? Okay, what else? I've got 2 more prongs on my spidergram. What else does Pride say to you? I want to put that it is a protest. I'll put legality. Because it's fairly modern that things have started to be legal. Protest, I'll put alt, because alt is a protest. They're not necessarily, they're separate titles, but I'm tying it in. And then I'm going to put kink up here. Because I am a member of the kink community, and it is a hugely important part of it for me. It is something that I tend to keep to myself, though. Oh, there's an idea. That sounds like a great community challenge, right, Tay? Would anyone be up for that? I'll start us off, and then you guys take it. I got all my information from my own personal insight, and I did some digging, got a bit stuck, then gave it AI my personal notes without research, and apparently, without doing any research except for what might go wrong, I'm very poly-oriented. It took me writing my W-poly work idea to realise, oh damn, I might actually be poly. I too explore a lot of things through writing. I've mentioned this before, but when I wrote that Hunger Games fanfiction with my friend, there was a romance between the male character that I was writing the perspective of and the female character that she was writing the perspective of. And I remember being a lot more comfortable talking about love from a male perspective, which was very odd. And that is because I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin at the time, and it helped me recognize that. The laughing is at myself. I'd be up for that, Newt. We should plan it. We should plan it at some point. How do I put the flags? What other identities are there? It's not just gender identity, and it's not just sexuality identity. Queer and questioning. I'll put that under sexualities. Co-write a stream on a Saturday? Just lock in with a prompt or my own projects? That would be lovely, Jinx. Are you thinking of hosting that? I was inspired by Sherlock Holmes, Phoenix Wright and Edgeworth, Forensic Files, and a Vocaloid song. Oh, Vocaloid song! Oh, sweet! Was that Hatsune Miku? No joke, since 2023, every single work I have all contain polyamorous relationships except Hybrid Hearts, the Anthropian one, Heartful Chronicles, Solar Rot, and my Decarnation work inspired by a YouTube video. I don't know... First of all, Thino, that sounds amazing, that how you've discovered yourself through the writing, but I don't know what it says about me that I have two gay pirate stories. 2 stories where people can transform into animals. And 1 Dragon Rider story? What does that say about me? Do an early bed today. No worries, Pale. Almost fell asleep at work and desperately need a nap. I may be back near the end of stream, or if I may sleep through till the morning. No worries, Pale. Who knows? If I sleep through, I bid you all a good night and sweet dreams. You too, Pale. I hope your rest goes very well, and you have a lovely early night. Meant to have a lowercase for single. Don't worry. Maybe. 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 What else does Pride say? Oh my god, the wiki for the LGBTQ symbols is huge! I'll put Stonewall under protest, because that's what it was. So you have anthroshifters, homosexuality, and maybe anthrosexuality. Are you calling me a furry, Thino? In my Christian Catholic channel, are you calling me a furry? How dare you, sir! Basically, no, all the fairy folk are real, but they're interdimensional aliens divided into the Seelie and Unseelie alliances that our ancestors mistook as courts because that is how they understood them. The Seelie ferried away Arthur when he was on the brink of death, fighting the Unseelie and their forces. It took all this time to rejuvenate his injuries and the stronghold of Avalon. That sounds freaking amazing. So high fantasy tied in with Arthur and the Round Table, right? It's called Love Yours Truly, and it's about the singer getting a love spell cast on him after rejecting someone, then becoming obsessed with them to the point of yanderism. Oh my goodness, Lavender. Furry, anthroposexuality. I see no connection. I categorize and separate. You know, this is why you're so good at organizing. The love interest, except for the spicy one I did, most of mine leaves the whole situation unsaid, except maybe a platonic familial friendship. What does that say about you, Pale? Huh? I mean, they don't have to have romances. There's a whole thing where it's like, I'm leaving one of my female characters completely untethered at the end of one of my stories, and she doesn't start that way. Because there's such a thing to do with how a woman cannot be settled unless she has a partner. And that's just not true. Medieval high fantasy? Yeah, that's what I thought. Forensic Files is great inspiration. Urban fantasy as it's modern day with a hero out of his time. Oh, you didn't mention that it was modern day? Oh, that's going to be cool. Still need to plan a cyberpunk piece among other things. Yeah, you do, Jinx. Says at the horrendously untidy bedroom. I mean, you're good at organising your notes. Oh, I need to put lavender, don't I? Where would I put that? I'll put it on the last spoke. You know, lavender marriages? But also that lavender was the associated thing. There was lavender scare as well. Aw, they use the word rose instead of pansy in Japan. Violets too. Alright, I'm off. Good night. Good night, Pale. It's good to see you. Heavily organised. This is good. 1 second. White lilies? Library books on murder mysteries, dystopian fiction, and true crime. The librarian stared at me for a moment before checking out my books. Hey, I'm a librarian. I don't ask. I don't ask. I have some rice. Good posted. Ooh, nice. Was it, Tay? Why was the round table added? Why did they add a round table for? What was that supposed to represent? I have some food. So I'm gonna be snack-a-lacking. There's a whole flower language. Hard enough work to keep myself and another person happy. For real. I think being poly does take a lot of, it takes a lot of organisation and it takes a very open heart. So you have to take multiple feedbacks very quickly. How did it go, Lavendism? Was it not right for you? And network-based. Network-based is a great way to say poly. Oh, how strange. One of them cheated on us, which is insane, and the other person proceeded to be in a monogamous relationship with me. And then did you cut that off? I'm extremely happy I found a place that is open enough to discuss polyamory. Absolutely. Absolutely, Thano. It's completely acceptable. That's harsh. That is harsh. I think I'm leaning towards continuing with II. I'll put Seth and Enoch down here as well, but I have a question about Seth and Enoch about whether I should merge them in with that II. Me and the person I was dating who didn't cheat are just friends now. Good. I'm glad you stayed together. As for the other, yep, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. You don't need cheaters in your life. I think maybe I'll continue with II. It's such a big project to reopen, but to put another month into II might be a really good idea. I need to look at my general story for II again. It's all on paper. Any other local ladies, queer laddies, male-oriented but female-bodied, who are open to poly? It sucks being so damn rural. It's great to be in the internet age, though, Thino. Everyone out here is so monogamous, and that stresses me out. I find it... Do you know, I think that there's a huge thing as well, where people think that polyamorous people are going to try and convert them. I have never felt any pressure. I've known 2, 3 polyamorous people in my time. Excluding this online community here. In person, I've known 3. I've never felt any of that from any of them. That stereotype is hurtful, Bath, right? Abbey of monks that claim they had the tombs of Arthur and Genevieve, I think I spelled her right, and they progressively added more to Arthur's myth to strengthen tourism in their abbey so that they could make loads of money. Basically, some of the most famous things, like Lancelot and the Round Table, were not in the earlier recording tellings of Arthur from around 900-ish. Really? I never knew that. Fascinating, Tay. You expanded my knowledge today. I always get mixed up. Is it Guinevere? Guinevere? Good amount done today too. I just can't get going. Oh, bless you, Jing. Is that you're trying to do writing, or are you trying to do something else? I was in either Stockholm or Copenhagen. Oh, nice, you know. Guinevere or however. Writing. Oh, bless you, Jinx. You've got a bit of the writer's block. Or an energy block that's stopping you from writing. That sucks. They both suck. They both suck. You know, yeah. I've had that. I've definitely had that before. And it hits you so hard, and it's so true, but it's also so overwhelming that it's difficult to process. I get that. I've definitely had that before. That was the airlock from. Where did I leave II? II! What if I wrote an LGBT fable? I've not included an LGBT fable yet. I've not looked into animals that express sexuality that way. I know lions do. There was a lion with PCOS that grew a mane and ran its own pride for a really long time. Let me do that. LGBT fable. Write that down. II is such a big paper file. I think I would like to reopen it though, because I would like to get it done. And I've done enough world building that I can start writing now. Right, Lavendism? It requires far more communication than usual, and if you truly love the people, you work it out. And you're with multiple partners, so there's theoretically less likelihood of cheating. I think that if you do cheat in a poly relationship, it's definitely an underlying factor of like chronic discontentment. Because polyamory opens you up to having whatever you could want. And if you can't accept whatever you could want, then you want to be chronically unhappy. You want to make everyone else chronically unhappy. Hey, Thano. Now I'm 30. It just felt like it fit. Tay's poly as well. Their poly partner, my life partner, has had more success than I have. Oh, bless you, Tay. I'm the one focused on earning income for the household, including our clone. I love your clone. I'm sorry you had to go through that, right? It almost is like... Because it is a... Cheating's never excusable. But it's almost like you say, the likelihood of you needing or wanting anything else is less. And so it hurts more. Like, why set up this system if it doesn't satisfy you? Hey, clone! Good to see you, clone. I think I shall finish my food and then I shall reopen II as a project. I need to edit how many sprints we're doing because I've been talking for far too long. For an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, this song freaks me out. I don't like the voice. Get. How many sprints should we do? 2 sprints takes about an hour. But 6 sprints is about 3 hours. So shall we do 4 sprints, 2 hours? Or 3 sprints, 1.5 hours? Let's do a good few sprints. Let's do 4. Let's do 4 sprints. Final years of university life. That sounds... I mean, it sounds very complicated, they know. But I'm with you. 2 young adopted girls he's naturally forced to become the legal guardian of, in brackets. But is that... It's like a wholesome found family thing? Kept calling me wifey and love while actively cheating on me. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people can actively be so horrid to cheat, but also not to immediately admit it and be overcome with guilt. To live that double life? Awful. People do it for years. Everything I've written is basically found family. Found... Wait. What do you mean wait, Dino? Does that mean you need to find a family? We're here. I mean, we're a library, not a family, but we're pretty close. Does that make me mother? I don't know if I'm ready for kids. This food is good! This food is very good. It's more rice because I still don't know if I'm celiac. I'm getting tested every 3 months for the IgA levels. And 6 weeks before I go for the test, I have to eat gluten. But the rest of the time, I'm not going to. Lavenderism, meanwhile. Meanwhile, this asshole. Newt mommy. Does that make me mother? I couldn't play mother, could I? I couldn't play mother. I just have to get my Lady Domitresque. That's another game I want to play with the new setup. For research purposes. I've got to play that Resident Evil game with the big lady in it. For research purposes. Aww. It kind of clicks, right? Maybe it is. We don't know. Maybe that's the return to how we used to live, where people would, the community would raise kids. People would be involved with others in the community, but they wouldn't pair off and then make sort of families of their own. It would all be part of the community. Maybe that's how things are meant to be. Maybe that's humans' true... What is it? Humans' true instinct. Got a dip, got dinner. All good, I just finished mine. And I'm ready to get a writing. I was 14, I'd been dating a 16-year-old for 2.5 years. 4 days before Valentine's Day, she informed me that she had been cheating on me for 6 months, was marrying the guy in 4 weeks, as long as parents' guardians sign off in Tennessee, they can marry at 16. Oh, really? And gave me an invitation to the wedding because she thought that I was still going to be her best friend after that. Are you kidding? Man, was that a lot for Teenage Tay to process. Teen Tay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Teen Tay. That really sucked. Has everyone here been cheated on at some point? You all deserve better. You all deserve much better than that. Oh, I dropped a thing on the floor. It's all going wrong. All I want to do is get a nice cold drink. I'm going to try a brand new drink on stream. Because you know I'm getting into sodas. I haven't been able to drink soda in so long. Right, Lavendism? Parents think so many wrong things about my sexuality, personality, and relationship mindset. Oh, Thino. Private monologue I will not dump here. Bye. Hope to be back later. All good, Thino. See you then. I have no idea how I maintained being a hopeless romantic. It's tougher than being closed off, for sure. I bought this from my corner shop, which is unreasonably bougie for my corner shop. It's called It's Giving tea. Black cherry. And it's supposed to be like a healthy soda, I think, because it has 6 grams of fiber in it. How do you put fiber in a soda? I don't know. No artificial sweeteners. So, what is it made out of? Carbonated water, fruit juices from concentrate, apple 2, cherry 1, chicory root inulin, fructose, acid, acidity regulator, natural flavorings, black carrot, sweetener. Oh, stevia sweetener. Apple cider vinegar. Okay, this is either going to be horrific or really, really nice. What do we think? I've had time to learn and heal. This is true. No, because you break it off before you break it off as soon as you realise, and you don't do anything physical with them, or you would organise doing something physical with them with your current partner, or you would re-establish the terms of your relationship before you did that. That's my opinion of it. Is this going to kill me? Oh, it has a lovely pink colour. I instantly hate the smell of it. Do I? Do I hate the smell of it? Is this a taste channel now? Oh, shit. Oh shit, that's really good. Wait a minute, why do I like that? I mean, I've always liked cherry things, but I don't know whether I would like carbonated cherry things. Oh shit. It's giving. I say it's gonna taste horrid. Okay, it tastes confusing, but not bad whatsoever. Confirmed Newt is a vinegar lover. I think, because of the acid and the vinegar, it tastes like sour cherry, which is one of my favourite sweet tastes. But the carbonation is confusing me because I'm not used to it in this font. I couldn't down it yet, but I think that's because I'm, like, testing it out. That's really good. It's giving. Black cherry, recommend. They cost £1 though. I'm very like, I'm stuck in the dark ages. I'm like, back in my day, a can of soda pop was 50p. So to see one with £1 is like, whoa. But that is really tasty. That is really, really tasty. Flo wants me to tell Newt, thinks she's playing a game called Such Art to physically create a creepypasta story. Oh, good for her! Taste test in Newt's room. Tell me all the things you like taste. Not a cherry drink fan. Well, I love my favourite drink in the entire world, and this is part of the reason why I picked up the It's Giving, is Coca-Cola Cherry. Now, this is great, and I'm really enjoying having a bit more access to bad food, I guess you'd call it. Well, there's no such thing as bad food, but I'm enjoying having access to, like, empty food, because I've been on, like, the sick dog diet for so long. I've been on chicken and rice for so long. But this is a lot of sugar and caffeine to suddenly step up to. And so I started looking at other cherry drinks, and then I spotted It's Giving with its 6 grams of fibre. How did they put fibre in this? I don't actually know how they've done that. And so I picked this up and I was like, maybe it'll be good. And so far it is. Very, very tasty. The carbonation is confusing me. I kind of want that to be flat. Anyway, shall we start our sprints? I've been talking and talking and talking away. We're coming to my throne for her art development, and she's getting great for her age. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad she's getting great for her age. I did this on the 26th of the 3rd. That was draft 1 plan. The write-up of the vocal flashbacks was... It is important to the story, but I've developed the story so much since then that I might not include huge bits of it. And then you can tell how old this is because it has the old, like, paper in it. So I am going to write off of these two, which is the draft 1 plan and the draft 1 start. I think I'm changing the location of the ball from Tortuga to St. Kitts. St. Kitts is a 40,000 person island. They're definitely big enough to have their own bowls, as it were. There's no evidence of there ever having been a ballroom there, but this is historical fiction. I will make one. And this is where she first meets Susan after going out to get some air, and is immediately quite attracted to Susan, but is quite confused about that and is quite scared about that. I am debating whether they sleep together for the first time. I had it in the short story that they slept together, but that's because I had to get through it quickly. I think maybe they meet once, and then Nessa goes back to see her again before she leaves. You always make up your eyeliner. This is true. This is true. This is true indeed. I think I'll go from there. I will work on pen and paper today because my eyes are sore. And yeah, without further ado, I think I will start the sprints. As always, I will be muted during sprints, but I will be accessible in text chat. Sprints of 25 minutes followed by a 5-minute or a 15-minute break. And I wish everyone good luck with whatever projects they're doing. I will see you on the other side. For anyone who is unsubbed, your ads are coming in a minute and 43 seconds, sorry. And then there will be an hour after that where you don't get any ads. I'm sorry, I have to run ads. It gets rid of the pre-rolls because I don't think anyone should have to click on a channel and have any ads. So I apologize for that. And thank you for watching them. They support the channel. Really? £3 a full tank costs £75. That's unsustainable, isn't it, Lavendism? That is so unsustainable. Right, let me go into sprint mode. Good luck, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, Lady Magora. How are you feeling about it all? What I missed since the Poly Talks? Not much. We did our first writing sprint. I've written a page and a half, albeit in big handwriting. I don't know why my handwriting's so big today. And I'm struggling to describe the front of a ballroom, which is that shape in the upper corner, where it's on the corner. There's two roads coming like that, and then it does like that, and then there's a staircase leading up. I'm struggling to describe that. So that's all. Struggling with descriptive language, and Nessa's gonna get her first look at Susan. No, Jerry, how you doing? Feel good about it. Everyone is saying, oh, it's getting so close, you must be getting nervous, right? Me, blah. It's nothing, it's light work. It's light work, Magora. You're gonna nip in, nip out, there you go. Easy peasy. Not good? Oh no, what's been happening? This really is a delightful soft drink. But my taste buds are confused at the carbonation because it tastes exactly like my favourite sweet. And it's just confused by that. It's 3 times... Okay, not bad. Want to see the planning? Yes, please, Jerry. Discord me. Consent. Oh, you did it. Oh, look at that. You did it on an Excel spreadsheet. Look at you. Chat chooses profile picture. Unlock toggles. Chat makes a tweet. Overwatch bingo. Turn you into a fish raffle. What a title. And you're doing a point system, right? Not a money system. It's a point system. What does grace a bitch mean? garlic phone mean? BDSM test. I've taken one of those. I don't know what my results were, but I've taken one. Oh, I'm so sorry. They are secret, goddammit. I think it was Gartic. It says garlic on my thing. Oh no, it says Gartic. I just zoomed in. Sorry if I read out any of your secrets. Everyone forget what I just said. You want to say unreadable? You are too low to be measured. I have taken one and I know what my results are. Something surprised me greatly. I got the standard results, you know, exactly what you'd expect. I'm a stone cold top. One I took had 54 questions. I just took the one that was like the original quiz. Pinky promise I'm not a robot. Yeah, this one. That's the one. I'll take it again. Or thanks to Grace. Grace is a bitch, though. But Grace is a bitch. Why did you put Grace is a bitch? I assume Grace can see that because she's been having you organize. Grace a bitch. And then there's a little gasp reaction next to it. Was that Grace? That's so funny. Took me 2 hours to finish due to how direct the questions were. Oh yeah, they can be very direct. The super stretch goals are fun. I won't read them out naturally. Ooh! So I wrote that. I love that. I love the second red one. The second red one. The second red one. That is what I would look forward to the most, Jerry. Beautiful. Right, we're going back into focus mode. Good luck, everyone. There'll be another 25 minutes on the clock, and then after that we'll have a slightly longer 15-minute break in which we can chat. That will be a law lecture. Yeah, it will. Did anything new come up at the end of the poly chat, or did it get resolved? It just got resolved. It just naturally petered out because it was time to go into focus mode. As it is now. We are having our second focus, I do believe, indubitably, out of 4, and I will see you on the other side. Good luck, everyone. Hello there, sorry if I kept anyone waiting with my bathroom break, I apologise. It took a little longer than I expected because a lot of the stuff in the bathroom was up against the window and the window was open and I was like, I don't particularly feel like flashing the neighbours. So here we are with our longer break. I usually recommend with the longer break that everybody get up, have a drink, have a snack, and just maintain the body. We do a lot with the mind when we write, but the body needs maintenance too. So that is what I recommend. I will do a stand-up myself. How is everybody getting on? What are you all working on? I've had Nessa, my main character, catch sight of my other main character, Susan. And Susan's got brown skin. And I'm conscious of being correct about describing her skin as brown. But also, I know that a lot of people don't like food terms when it comes to brown skin. So I've literally put that she has warm brown skin. And I hope that that's okay. I was writing the Rampani for "nah, you're good," and then I realised they didn't have a word for good. Nah, you good. You Gucci. Just put Gucci. Hashtag not spawn, but could be. Rampani is my conlang for my high fantasy work. Hey, get you! Get you. Doing the high fantasies. Alright, so I have done my stand. I do not feel great today. And I don't know whether that's the impact of like placebo, of I had those weird blood test results, or whether it's like I do genuinely feel bad. I've not been sleeping right because I've been looking after Cosmo overnight, as he's been ill, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I just need to keep an eye on what's going on with my diet and stuff. It's gone way down. Can you have a temporary reaction to gluten? I genuinely don't know. I'm looking at my condition right now. I'm just Googling. No, it doesn't look like it. That's interesting. Anyway, she'll go back to monitoring my thing. How is everyone getting along with their works? I am interested. I'm getting along well. I realised that I've not checked vocal in such a long time. But I'm slowly but surely coming out of vocal. I don't want to be on vocal anymore. There's just such a huge flurry of slurry. There's such a huge like flurry of AI generated stuff on there, and I just don't want my name to be on there with that stuff. Because I'm a writer, I'm a person, I have the feelings. And I don't like the generative AI stuff that's given the same stage as the rest of stuff. I don't think it should be. I understand that the platform was like, there's so many users now, we don't know how to differentiate between AI or not, but the fact that they didn't try and they said, we welcome AI now, I was like, nope, that's me gone. I am mid a spicy scene. Ooh, Serena. Is that between your main characters or between some side characters, or paint as a picture? Who's it between? Clean my glasses. Still not clean. You clean your glasses for like 5 minutes and they're still not clean. Main characters. Oh, and it's the emotional kind. This is good. We like emotional spice. We like emotional spice. Sure, Thino, sure. Why not? We love emotional spice. Is it that they've come together after so long? Is there been yearning? I love a yearning piece. Mother, orange of this you want, and means, do you want this orange, mum? Oh, cool. No ads, Thino! Thino just fades away. No! Thino! I should time the ads better than that, to be fair. Where's that? I have a little gif of somebody, like, fading away. There's one. I had another gif of someone, like, being Thanos snapped, but I've been given so many gift subs recently, which I am so thankful to be gifted, but also I have so many emotes now and I don't know what to do with them. I still need to publish the last Fable to Vocal. I've not done that yet. Back, Serena! Still in ads. Oh no. Well, hi Serena, it's good to have you back. I was just saying we love the emotional kind of spicy, and I was asking if it's like been a long time and there's like been yearning between the characters, or have they just discovered each other, or is it like what's the gist? Oh, this drink is so surprisingly good. I really didn't expect it to be so good. It's a gut-friendly soda. I don't think that 4 grams of fiber is particularly high. I don't know why it's like gut-friendly, other than it has 0.02% apple cider vinegar. What does chicory root inulin do? Oh, is that the fiber? Ah, soluble dietary fiber extracted from the chicory plant. Ah, it's a prebiotic, low-calorie sugar replacement. Passes through the small intestine intact to feed beneficial gut bacteria. And I took a probiotic today. My gut's gonna be so happy. It had broken as and restarted them? Oh, Thino, I'm so sorry. Second time it says the scene before, they had that scene after, and it will be emotionally heavy. I want the good portion of yearning in this scene. Also them realising they can't go back anymore now. So it has a sense of finality and change to it. I love that, Serena. I hope it goes really, really well. I hope it goes really, 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 really well. I'm actually gonna write a to-do list for the rest of my day, because I woke up late because I've been looking after Cosmo, and I will probably be looking after him again tonight, just for that final night of making sure that he can be let out, because he's got a bad tummy, and it's got to be distressing when you're a dog, and you can't get outside when you got a bad tummy. When you gotta go, you gotta go. When I used to work with animals, I used to say, when a dog is crying, to go outside. That's not them saying I need the loo. That's saying I will go to the loo. It's your choice whether it happens in here or outside. It's a warning. So we want to avoid that as well. So I'm going to write a little to-do list, and I may take my laptop down with me and finish it all up tonight, because I've got quite a few things to do. There's still a little bit of like something on this pen. I don't think it's ever gone away. There's a little bit of material stuck in the edge of the pen, tiny, microscopic. She returns from ads for good. I'm ready to listen about talks about the con lag example. Hey, Beno, it's good to have you back. I'm so sorry that glitched. Thank you very much for watching the ads. I get a few little cents every time you do, so thank you. And I was saying, yeah, that's really, really fascinating. Becomes mother, orange of this you want, and means you want this orange, mum. I love that. I love how you've translated it both literally and into English, because language is so often like that. There's never a direct translation. And there's never a phonetic alphabet and things like that. It never quite adds up. And so it's never like literal. Like even in French, je m'appelle just means I am. It's not, you say I am name rather than my name is. And so I think that's really good. That's good. Great work is what you've done. So I need to finish the video for Pale, finish in Public Fables Volume 2, publish final fable to vocal, because all my fables are going on vocal before I quit vocal, so there's still 11 more uploads I've got to do on that. And then I'm gonna put social media as question mark. Because social media posts are their own thing, but I cannot schedule posts before I've made the thing that I'm posting about. Fun fact, Salina, actually Salinia, which is orange, is the opposite of the actual complementary colour. The verb terms are really interesting. Do you know what? You're very much like Tolkien when he invented the elf language. Because he made the language and then he wrote the book. The books. Okay, task number 7. I think it was KDP reads. I've got to finish my cross stitch, but that's a personal thing. I've also got to do some laundry, but I don't know whether to add that to the thing or write that on my hand. I think I'll write it on my hand. I'm going to run out of pantaloons. I think that's it. Default world order, OSV verb system, verb indefinites end in M, present identifier often ends in R, past tense often uses wa, future tense uses T. Love that. That makes my brain happy. You know, you clever cookie. All right, I think I will add to my to-do list as I go. But all of that is stuff that I've got to do tonight. And I want to clear my to-do lists and get a lot of stuff done. So that I can leave space for bigger stories like this. Right, we are going into our third sprint, which means I'll once again be silenced. They know this time I will try to target or try to make that the ads go when I'm muted, not when I'm talking, because this is really bad form that it's happening when I'm talking. And I apologize you had to watch so many. But I will be muted. I will be typing in text chat. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being so lovely and for sharing your stories with me. And I will see you all in 25 minutes. Good luck, everyone. Alright, here we are at the break. Hello, hello everyone. How are your projects going? I struggled in that one. For some reason my brain like fell out of focus and it took a good 10 minutes to get it back into focus. I don't know what happened. It just like broke and then it's come back. So I don't know what was going on. How are we doing? How are we getting on? Thank you for saying that, Jeff. I appreciate that. And thank you to anyone who watches the ads. I appreciate you. Because I earn revenue from them and it's really nice that they can happen during the writing sprints because then somebody can mute them and then unmute them when they come back and that still counts as you guys watching them and you don't have to miss anything on the stream, just a few sentences of me writing. I put on music to get myself more into it. For a moment I forgot I was in the real world and here I am to remind you, Serena. I'm in your ears. I'm in your walls. That's a really good drink. But I feel like it needs a bit more of a stage than in a can. I understand that it's nice to have it like as an on-the-go product. But I feel like it needs to be in like a mocktail glass. And it needs to have some ice and some mini umbrellas. That made me jump. You know, you're so welcome. I've taken the filter off my mic so I can get in real close. In the wall seems uncomfortable. Too late. That weird smell, that's me. Brains are silly. Some folks obviously don't use them. For real. For real, though. I just had that moment where, you know, your brain, like, drops out. The best way I can describe it is, like, your brain drops out your eyes and then you need to scoop it back up and put it back in. Or you need to blend it into custard and pour it back in. Like, there was no way I could focus on anything on the page just for 10 minutes. Just for 10 minutes, just gone. It happens every now and again. Turn the music down a bit. I think it was drowning me. Jinx made me school at that a few weeks ago in his stream. He tried good girling Megan. Of course he did. She was not the one having jumpstart issues. Serena. So I know I could never have one of those like sexy deep voice. I do have a deep voice for a woman, but I don't have that like. As soon as I am to get into like a serious thing and to be like serious or sensual with my voice in some way, and this is why I can never read sexy scenes in books, I just start to giggle. I'm a giggly woman. This is such a nice drink. I'm gonna buy some more of these. £1 is expensive. But it'd be nice for me to enjoy something carbonated and, like, naughty, I guess is the word, without it being too bad on my gut. And this has a nice 6 grams of fibre, and it is a very nice flavour, but as I say, it needs some ice, it needs a stage. Not drowning, save the new mouth to lips to resuscitate. Mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, you know it. Oh no, I just put it on my paper, god damn it. We're gonna have a smudge between Maxim Ilion's name. It's gonna happen. I do get very smudgy, but that's my old pen. I need a new pen. They're £17, these pens, but this one I have been using for the last 5 years. She's an old woman. Maybe I'll get that as part of my new setup. I will get a new pen. She's an old woman. I have some other pens here, which I think I filled up this one with blue. No, black ink. I can use this one. This one's fairly new. Nothing wrong with being giggly. Exactly, exactly. It just doesn't, like, set the scene. I could never be, like, an audiobook woman. Because I'd just giggle all the way through. Alright, we are going into our final sprint, ladies and gentlemen. 25 minutes. What's 25 minutes? It's nothing. I've put on the ultra focus music, which will be happening over here. 25 minutes is nothing. We're gonna get through the next 25 minutes and just right. We got this. Not but good girling me with a deep male voice will make me scroll and reset the brain. Serena. And hey Jeff, and we are gonna have our final sprint here. Good luck everyone. I hope you'll get your projects done. And I will see you in 25 minutes. Good luck. Hello. All right, what did we get done today? Let me see. First of all, let me turn down the music because it's quite loud. There we go. What did we get done today? I like physical books more. They tend to clutter my space a lot. ADHD, so the last few years I've moved to more digital, but out of sight, out of mind. Exactly, poem. Object permanence. Wait, did I miss a break? I don't think so, Thino. Oh, the last one, maybe. Yeah, we had our little final 5-minute break. I have done today 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit pages on II, and also our spidergram, which is our pride prompt for this month. Yeah, this goes with that. So I need to put this in front of that. Keep my files all lined up, and then I need to put all of this, including that, I need to put all of this back in the II folder. And then I need to put my spidergram in the thing for June, which is wild. The II folder's getting big. I'm very much looking forward to fully writing II, though. It's just a start to it. I've written Nessa's arrival to the ball. She's seen Susan, and she's met Maxime Allion, which is her betrothed. Not that she knows it yet, because her father has organised it behind her back. Happy Pride, by the way. Happy Pride to you too, Poem. This was our prompt for this month. We're going to be writing pride things. And very happily too. Where was my II prompts? That was airlock. That was old prompts. It was probably an old prompt in April, wasn't it? And then June. We have Le Pride. Let me write it on the front. Right. And then I have some extra plastic wallets on this side. I thought I would use a lot more plastic wallets than I have. I underbought. And I thought, oh, I'm definitely going to have to get 2 or 3 more packets of these. No. I have underused by 1 or 2 every month. So I'm left with a spare 6 now. So I have plenty wallets. There we are, all done. Shall we find someone to raid? There we are. Thank you for joining me on this new prompt journey. And new soda as well. We had a new soda today. Oh, look how red it is. Weird, because when I look down in it, it just looks like black. It's like so red on camera. Alright, let us find someone to raid. Who is on? Lighter Strip, Hollywood, Pasta Girl, Cookie, Calamari, Carl Doodles, Carissa, Archaeus, Black-Clad Wanderer with Malice, Dash Ducks, Skyel, Mr. Greggles, Chris Melberger, RT Game, and Janbei. Because I fancy doing some more sprints. Oh no, the writer's troop just finished. Oh, boo. Boo! Let's go, because we were discussing yesterday how hard it is to break out of the 3 viewer hole. Let's go and raid someone who's like on 1 viewer. And let's go and say hi to a writer or a reader who's just saying hi to people. I like to find someone who has like who's writing with their hands. You're writing and reading. Look by tag English. Word attack bookmaxing influencer become like Tolkien possessed. Jesus, what a title. This person seems nice. But they seem very professional and they seem like they've got a few viewers already. Oh, you have an idea, Thano? If I can't find someone else, then let me take a look. Tiny Glade for a win down. X807 is online. Good bean. They're just called X807. Let me take a look. And that is exactly the kind of thing that we're looking for, Poem. A wind down. X807. Let me search them. I can only find one that says X80HD playing Call of Duty, which doesn't sound like a wind down. He changed to a game. Kaufman JK, perhaps? Kaufman JK? X has a very, very calming voice. What is Kaufman JK doing? Take a look-see. They're doing writing and reading. Oh, I spotted them, actually. They seem nice, yeah. I spotted them when I was scrolling through. Should we go see Kaufman? I'm Kaufman, a daily writing stream, book editor, and coach on a journey to share my enthusiasm for writing and help you make the entire process a little easier. Aw, he seems so nice. Why are his views so low? 807 just stopped, goddammit. No worries, Poem. Thank you for pointing me in his direction, though. He's apparently doing a foreshadowing workshop. Okay, let's go and raid out into Kaufman and meet Kaufman and see what he is like. Here are your raid messages. Obviously, one of them is for people who are subbed. One of them is not for people who are subbed. And we are going to head on over and say hi to him. He seems like a very nice person. I have some thank yous. Thank you for chatting, for lurking, for being here, for absolutely everything in between. Thank you for the biddies from Pale. Thank you for the company. Thank you for letting me read about your stories and your projects. I really appreciate it. And I know how personal they can be to you. So thank you for sharing those with me. That's really kind of you. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Good night. Good night, Poem. I don't know why I picked a doggo. Maybe because my doggo is sick at the moment. He needs the attention. Absolutely, Thano. Drop me a message. I can't promise to reply straight away. I'm pretty bad with my Discord messages, but I will reply in a few days. But yes, I hope you all have a lovely night. We are going to go on over and see this new person. We're going to make a new friend and hope that they are a nice, good friend. And also boost their views, because they seem to have a really nice camera setup and a really nice microphone setup, but they're not getting out of that 1 to 3 view tunnel, which is something that we spoke about yesterday, because I didn't realize how hard it was to get out of that tunnel. I realized that I spent like a year and a half getting out of it, but I have been incredibly lucky to build the community that I have built online, and so I would love it if we could go and say hi to this person and boost them up a bit. So let us do just that. I will see you tomorrow for some crafting. And before then, I hope you get some lovely, lovely rest. Good night, everyone.